I love it.
And that was okay, but
That sounds awesome. That sounds like a normal
shit,
day.
shit
Sounds
happens.
like a good day.
It was
Sounds
pretty
like a
good
really
to
good day.
eat.
Speaking of which, hey, Chief, am I
Yo,
still coming up next weekend, or what's the
you
deal, man? If not, I
fucking yeah.
totally get it.
Yeah, why wouldn't you?
All right, sweet, man. That's awesome.
I hope so. Anyway, all right, people. Welcome to episode number, what is it, 7?
7.
Episode
Sure,
number
why
7
not?
of the AfterWhores podcast. Your host, Chief. Co-host, NewFish.
Hey, it's NewFish Big Pond.
Daren.
Hey, what's up?
And our beloved Bob Dog. Woo, woo. Shout out to the dog pound. Is enjoying a beautiful vacation with his wonderful family in Greece. So he won't be joining us tonight. How the
Oh
fuck you guys
man,
doing?
bummer.
Yeah, I'm all right, man. Hey, ports go up, ports go down, ports go up.
Hey,
Conviction stay. Conviction stays the same.
at the end of the
That's
day,
that's all
Yeah,
mine's doing.
stonks go up. Stonks go up at the end of the day. That's all that matters.
Exactly.
yes, stocks only go up, and that's it.
As long as your thesis doesn't change, conviction doesn't change, why would you sell?
You got to
Just because
deal
it
with
went
it.
down a little bit, big deal.
That's what always got me. Like, it's even before the shit hit the fan in February, in like December and January, people were like freaking the fuck out, and it's like maybe you shouldn't be invested. Maybe you should just buy like a fund if you can't handle like a 3% drawdown on a fucking investment. You know what I mean?
3%.
It's like what if this is keeping you up at night and giving you anxiety? Maybe you should just like not do this. Like, what
Right.
the fuck are you doing?
T-bills might be a better option for you.
Right, right.
For real.
Like, oh god, so frustrating. All
Oh
right.
Yeah,
man.
people sold at the dip. Wasn't the best idea. Markets
Yeah,
come
man.
back.
It's funny.
When I see a dip, man,
I don't
I see buying opportunities. I don't I
exactly.
don't see I don't see fear. I see buying opportunities.
I don't even want to say it's funny because it's not funny when people lose money. But the thing is, like, there's like me, myself, you, fish, Darren. I don't remember any of your posts because you're a nerd.
Yeah,
People were like begging people like, do not sell your fucking your positions at a loss because you're scared. Like, just hold them and it's gonna come back. Lo and behold, they came back, right? So people that sold at the bottom probably bought back in at the top. Then shit went down again, and it's like you're doing it wrong. Do the opposite of what you're doing.
What they're doing is they're falling into the trap. This
Yeah,
is the trap that institutions and market makers play. It's it's just easy to see it. All you have to do is just not fall into it. You know, take
buy the dip,
advantage
sell
of
the
their
rip.
game. When you
Buy the
when you
dip,
see
sell the rip.
everyone else getting scared, buy that dip.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I
The
shoot my
market
load a little early, but it is what it is.
exactly. Only only buy on red days, sell on green days. That's it.
That's it, brother. That's
That's sage.
correct.
That's some sage advice.
It's part of my
Yeah,
trading
this
plan.
exactly. And I've been breaking my trading plan and I've been paying for it. Like,
Same here.
yeah, I try to keep it strict, and what happens? The little butterfly flies by. I'm like,
Drag to the bathroom and says 20 for a seki.
yeah. So
I always fall for that, dude. Especially when they're gummers, like they smile and I see no teeth. Oh, come on.
bring it on.
Exactly. It's gonna be a good time. And you have to put it all the way in, you know what I mean? Just feel them gums.
Oh yeah, for real. So what about like MetaPlanet this week? Like that stock's been out for what, like a couple of weeks now?
Yeah. Well, it's a
Uh,
shame Bob Dog isn't
It's
here.
been what? It's been out for a couple. No, it's been out for a long
Well,
time. On
it's
It's been
been
OTC maybe.
available to
popular
us for not
for the
very
last
long.
couple
They
weeks. I
they
know it's been around, but it hasn't really laid out its strategy until recently.
No, they switched to being a Bitcoin treasury company back in like March or April of 2024. It's just it's over a year that they've been doing this strategy. Just people are catching on now.
Mm.
So like that's what gets me about people saying like, oh, it's a fucking pump and dump. Is this a rug pull? Like, number one, you can't rug pull a fucking company, you dumb fuck. Number two, no, it's not a pump and dump. Like there's nothing to pump it and there was nothing to dump it. It was gradually going. If you look at its performance from when it got listed, or even from when they started their Bitcoin strategy, it's up like 1,000% over a year.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And it's
Yeah.
that 1,000% is, you know, from fucking however low it was to the $4 it was, you know, and it's like, all right, well, where can we go from here? Well, it's a young company. They have a relatively small market cap. If you try to understand MNAV and like Bitcoin yield, etc., then you'll see like the growth potential is still exponential for this small company compared to a juggernaut like Strategy, who I still love. But Strategy is, you know, Sailor accumulates Bitcoin with a fucking bazooka every week, whereas
Yep.
MetaPlanet is literally they dilute they have a rule where speaking of trading plans, they'll only dilute shares when they feel that it will add shareholder value. So they'll only dilute shares when they open higher than their previous close. And then
Oh, nice.
then they'll dilute to buy Bitcoin, and they strategically buy Bitcoin not when it's available, but on a dip. So
Right.
Mhm.
Sailor smashes by because he's the juggernaut and he wants all of it, right? That's fine. MetaPlanet does it with a sniper rifle. They're trying to be strategic about it because it's a smaller company.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Yeah, they have to be.
Right. Well, so
I
that's
get it, but recently they've been buying, even though
when's
it
the last
hasn't
time they
dipped.
bought?
Well, they upped
When's the last time they
their
bought? When's the last time they bought, Darren?
Within the last couple of weeks.
And they ran out of ATM, so I don't know what you mean. You could look at the chart, the Bitcoin chart, and every single time they bought, it was below when it went higher. They never
Okay,
bought it up.
I just know that I saw on their site, like metaplanet.com or whatever it is, and it kind of looks like a strategy because they're pretty
That's
much
awesome.
like a mini me strategy, like
Yeah, they're Asia's fucking strategy.
they're following a similar strategy, but like you said, they're buying the dips. But what I've noticed is, even though we're still coming up, they're still buying Bitcoin. They're not waiting for it to come down.
Yeah,
But
what you
what
want them
you're
to wait
saying
for it to
is,
fucking tank to 80 grand
yeah,
again?
yeah, I see what you're saying. They're waiting for it to come down a little bit, so then they buy, like on
Yeah,
the low of the day,
they exactly, and they dilute when it makes sense to dilute. They won't dilute if the stock trades red because that would decrease shareholder value, right? So they'll dilute when the stock's green, when it opens above the previous close to buy more Bitcoin. But they're not just buying it at whatever price they want to buy it at. That Dylan St. Clair or whatever the fuck Dylan lookalike. I don't forget what the fuck his name is now.
Dylan. Just call him Dylan.
Yeah, that
I'll just
one
call
white
him
guy in Japan.
Dylan. But yeah, he's like their chief Bitcoin strategist or whatever. He's like a mini Sailor with a fucking he wants what Sailor wants, but he wants to do it strategically because he can't do what Sailor's doing because no one can do what Sailor's doing. No one
No,
can no
it's
one
too
can raise
late.
100 billion
That's
fucking equity
too
to buy
much.
Bitcoin.
Hmm.
It's too late at this point. Sailor got in very early. Everyone called him crazy. Everyone said that he was nuts and throwing away his money.
And he
He
was right.
said, "Okay, wait."
And
All
now
right,
he has this
bitches.
black hole vacuum.
Let me show y'all how to invest.
Did you guys know Strategy buys 2 times more Bitcoin every week than it can be mined?
That's awesome.
No,
So literally,
because
do you guys understand the dynamics of what's going on here? They're
so
eating
you're saying
supply.
they have to mine the Bitcoin before they can even sell it to them?
No,
They're eating current supply and then increasing their own ownership to be
they're
able to supply the future demand.
exactly. They're
I told you
buying.
guys my philosophy on this is that they become a bank. Saylor said that he will never sell his Bitcoin. Sell is the operative word. If you loan out your Bitcoin, you're not selling it. You're making money on loaning it out.
I'm going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. What they're going to do, or what Sailor's going to do, is um, he wants to get rated by credit agencies for those loans, right? So he's going to have to silo his Bitcoin to use as collateral, which unfortunately is going to reduce Bitcoin yield for shareholders, right? Because it's not going to be part of the hoard anymore if you have to silo it because you have to set it aside for it to be collateral, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what that's going to do is draw the real big money into using, into utilizing those fucking high credit loans. And what Sailor's going to do with that money is he's going to buy more Bitcoin. It's like, think of it like planting seeds. Like you plant the seeds, you watch the tree grow, you water the tree, and then you harvest the fruit. Well, the seeds are planted already, right? All the Bitcoin that have been accumulated. Now he's trying to grow the tree, and then wait to harvest the fruit. So honestly, strategy might dip down, especially if that comes to fruition, because you're reducing. Again, if you silo your Bitcoin, you're reducing how much exposure your shareholders have to it.
Right.
But
yeah.
it's cool. I don't know. It's a whole lot of thinking, but it's like,
Yeah, he just keeps buying at the money, whatever Bitcoin is, he just buys it and does it like every week. So
yeah, because he can. But I mean, and that's the strategy.
yeah, and as Bitcoin goes up, the stock price drops, and that's when you know that's when you know they're doing it again.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think I
man.
gotta figure it out. I don't know.
Long term, I seriously view it as like it's going to be great. Like it's the stock price is going to be insane. Because can you imagine what happens if he stops diluting?
Yeah,
But
I'd actually make some more money. It'd be great.
but right now, like with those the new accounting rules that we were talking about, so they reported that net loss, that $5.6 billion net loss or whatever, because they, according to the accounting rules, they had to use the average price that they bought during the first quarter, which again, Sailor doesn't wait for dips or anything. He just buys. And then they use the last price of the fiscal period as a reference to see what the value is. So it dipped by March 31st, way below how much he bought, but he was smashing the fucking buy. He's accumulating as much as he can, right? Because I think he's anticipating a rip. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
I posted on After Hour, do you think that Bitcoin will see 100,000 again ever? I wonder if we're past the, that checkpoint in value because of all these at the money buys. That'd be interesting to see if this is a new bottom,
I think we're looking more like 70, like on a big pullback, we'll probably go down to like 70, 80. But I don't think that's the bottom now, but I have no idea.
Well, where did it drop to last time? Didn't it drop to like 70 something and then just
like
jump
70,
right back up?
It was like 79 or something like that.
Yeah, but that's in this cycle though. It's not, we're only in the third phase of the fucking halving cycle. If you look at historical halving cycles, like they usually drop 60 to 80%. What I'm saying is I think it'll only drop 40 to 60%. I think
Yeah.
because of all the adoption, and in reality it should make it a more stable asset, right?
Yeah,
One
but
would think.
there gets to a point though there's no turning back. So I'm wondering if it's possible that we've reached that threshold.
Time will tell, buddy.
Yeah, I know, right? So far
Time
it's
will
still
tell.
over 100,000, so
Yeah, I mean, I'm not worried about it. I'm like, I think what gets me is people don't understand, because they don't understand the metrics, right? Like, what if I told you one company had it traded at a 4 to 5 MNAV and one company traded under 2 MNAV? And what if I told you one company had 189% Bitcoin yield to date and one company had fucking 18% Bitcoin yield to date? Which one would you invest in?
Right. The answer is obvious.
either one.
Exactly. Either one. So the 189% Bitcoin yield is MetaPlanet, and the fucking 17 or 18% Bitcoin yield is strategy. Well, guess what? When you own almost 3% of all the supply that will ever exist of fucking Bitcoin, and you build into $100 billion fucking market cap, things don't fucking things don't compound the way that they did when you were a smaller company, right?
Yeah.
So if you want those percent returns, why would you not invest in MetaPlanet if you believe in Bitcoin and you believe in the strategy?
True. Yeah, that's why I'm in it.
That's
MetaPlanet.
exactly why I'm in it. Same exact reason, man.
That's why I have over 80 grand in it.
Yeah. I mean,
Boom.
I don't have 80 grand in it, but I mean, I think I've got about 17 grand in it. And yeah, I've got 17 grand in it. And you know what? I'm right on it right now. And that's okay with me. It doesn't bother me at all because my conviction hasn't changed. My thesis hasn't changed. So why would
Their
I
fundamentals haven't
panic and
changed.
sell? Right. Their fundamentals hasn't changed.
No,
So why would I panic and sell just because I'm down a couple grand? Big deal.
it's an
All
investment.
all I see are opportunities to DCA down, accumulate more shares, which I want to do anyways.
Yep.
Yeah, MetaPlanet's trying to find its stock value still, especially with all this news and
The market's trying to find its
guidance.
stock
The
value.
markets, yeah. Well, I guess you're right. Well, the market finds the price for anybody, to be fair. But just in this term, because the reason why it's set that way is because it has to go through all these different exchanges. It's got to go under the German exchange and the Tokyo
Fuck the
exchange. So,
European exchange, by the way. Fuck you, Europe. Fuck all you Germans too, you bitches.
oh no,
Yeah, fuck off, you too, Darren.
Bunch
Bunch of pussies.
I'm not German.
Let me tell you. I
Now,
don't
the
give a fuck.
Frankfurt exchange fucks MetaPlanet the past couple days.
What's
And so
insane is
now I'm worried about Tuesday.
they have
Or
such
I
a
mean,
small
about Monday.
supply. They have such a small supply. There's 400 fucking thousand shares exchanged on it. How that's how it's bullshit, dude. There's no way that they were able to drop the value of that fast. There had to be some backdoor deal
Backdoor
going on.
deal.
There you go, BDD.
Keith, I
Going
figured
on.
you'd be used to talking about the back door.
Yeah, but not deals. Like I just take it.
Okay, got it.
I
You're
just
not
go in.
paying for it. I understand.
Like it makes zero sense if you think of it from supply and demand perspective, right? Because if 89% of all the shares are traded on the Tokyo Exchange and the Tokyo Exchange is locked, right?
Yeah.
And the 11% outstanding are traded on the US exchange and the fucking German exchange, and they can go as high as they want, and they're already trading at a 57% premium to what's trading on the Tokyo exchange. How the fuck are you going to tell me that 1 to 2% of the total supply, which it was less than that's traded on the German exchange? How are you going to tell me that drove the entire price down? Something fucking happened over in Japan or with the Tokyo exchange where they did a backdoor fucking deal because number one, the bond yields are through the roof. Like the economy is going to fucking collapse. It's on the brink of collapse. And number two, I believe it was a huge bank that was shorting MetaPlanet. So they're like, well, we need to do something here to save somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
Unfortunately, it's usually the bigger banks that get saved.
Yeah, they're gonna win, 100%.
Yeah.
But it
Yeah,
shows
all
the
that going
potential.
down was pretty freaking crazy. It went up to $21 a share or something like that, if I recall the highest.
Yeah, I was watching it.
Yeah, I could have got out easily with like 10,000 in profit, and it was just it's so new, so it's just like I didn't really know, like, of course in retrospect I probably would have sold it and put that into MSTY.
Yeah, see, I invest. So I'm cool with it.
Yeah, and then if it dropped, I think I would have put some more money into it, because right now my average share price is $3.77.
Beautiful.
So
Nice.
I got in pretty early, and I think it's only dropped down to like 7 or so.
It closed our market at 7:01 on Friday.
Yeah, it's over 7.
Yeah, I know it came down to like 5 though, so like shit.
Well, it came down. I think it opened at 625, or you bought more fish, right?
Yeah, so a couple. So I had a cost basis of like 416 on a few hundred shares, and then I wanted to buy a lot more, and so like I bought a lot more on the day that it was like squeezing up, and so then I was down a lot. I was down a few grand, and I mean, more than a few grand, right? And
Moments.
I saw his
And
80 grand drawdown over 2 days.
yeah, I mean, I didn't have 80 grand
Oh
drawdown, but
God.
I mean, I'll put it this way: I did see 40% of my port disappear in 2
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: some of it came back, and while my port was dropping, my conviction hadn't changed, my thesis hadn't changed, nothing had changed except the stock price. Why wouldn't I buy more and average down? So that's what I did.
Exactly. I
And
love it.
so now my average price is 966, which is way too high. And all that does is just give me an opportunity to buy more and keep averaging down.
Yes, sir. That's yeah, I mean, and people don't understand, like, it's actually healthy what happened. Like, it squeezed, right? It legitimately squeezed. And
Yeah.
then there was a pullback. Did you see support get lost? No, you saw support hold the value of the stock, and it's gone
You,
up
ac- you
since it
actually
got.
saw
Go
you
ahead.
actually saw support raise the price of the stock.
Right, right. Like, there's legit people like, oh fuck, there's eyes on this now, and people are understanding it because you had Big Daddy fucking Sailor strategy leader coming in showing it could be done, and now there's like a lot more investors that are interested in a vehicle like that.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's like the mini me of MicroStrategy.
Just more
This is
efficient.
exactly what it is. Because it definitely doesn't have 500,000 Bitcoin.
You mean 576,000 Bitcoin?
Right? Like 500,000 was just like a few months or a couple months ago or something like that.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
just keep loading up.
I think Sailor's really hammering that buy down and trying to buy as much as he can right now, because literally what's going to happen if Bitcoin rips, which I think it will. Like, say it goes to 150 grand, right? Every $1,000 swing either direction is literally 570 million for strategy.
Jesus Christ.
Think about it
Wow.
like that, right? So
Yeah.
if it
The
goes
point
up,
of no return.
which is what I was saying, when Bitcoin was 113 or 112, whatever, the last reporting they had, I think they used a frame of reference of like 92,000 for the Bitcoin price when they reported. So if Bitcoin is 20 grand more than it was the last fiscal period they reported, that's 10 billion to over 10. It's like $14 billion in income that they're going to report.
That's so much.
Shit.
God.
What if it rips to 150? What if it rips to one? It's going to be it's it's
I'm
fucking crazy.
thinking that they're trying to keep Bitcoin above 100,000, make this a new bottom, and just go up from here. I really think that's what they're trying to do right now with all this at the money purchasing.
So
Strategy it doesn't
institutions
affect the price. Strategy doesn't affect the price of Bitcoin at all because they buy off the market. That's the
inst-
reason they buy
True.
off the market. They pay a
inst-
premium to buy off the market.
But you said that
institutions
they buy more than there is. Like you mean that they're just
No, they buy more than can be mined per week.
right.
So
So
right,
people that
every
have their Bitcoin are selling.
anyone who's selling Bitcoin, yeah. So every 10 minutes you can mine a block of Bitcoin or whatever, right? Or one Bitcoin. Well, after the halving, there's only 3.125, I think, Bitcoin that could be mined every 10 minutes, and Strategy's literally buying double the supply that can be mined per week.
That shit loses me. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean,
well,
it's
what it
supply and
does is
demand, bro. I don't know what to tell you.
they
it's
really
like
add
it's
value.
like they find like the vein, for Bitcoins, and they're all huddling around this vein and just mining it, in numbers and
It's like, say, all right,
mathematic equations.
all you can do is harvest 100 fucking ears of corn, right, per season on
Right.
your farm, in the world.
That's it.
Except there's 1,000 ears of corn that are in circulation, right?
Hmm.
And what Sailor's doing is saying, oh, you can harvest 100, or bring it down to a week. Oh, you can harvest 100 ears of corn a week. Well, I'm going to buy 200 ears of corn a week. You can't supply as much as he's demanding just by harvesting. So he's literally like a black hole accumulating more Bitcoin than can currently be mined. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see the image.
It's fucking wild.
Very spacious of you.
It's like my fucking asshole after I eat Taco Bell. Just a black hole. Except
So-
it sucked. Except
it's
he's
sucking
sucking in
into
and I'm
shit.
pushing out.
That's funny.
But dude, shout out to Bob Dog. Like, holy shit. Like, he
Smart.
just was like, oh, you guys are in this, MetaPlanet stock that's kind of like MicroStrategy. Okay, I'm going to put in $30,000 or something.
50.
50,
50,000.
yeah.
$50,000.
I'm
And
gonna buy
then,
10,000 shares.
what was it? The following week, he was able to sell it for like 30,000. Like,
37
Jesus.
grand, yeah.
He
Yeah, and then
realized his
like 2 days
profits.
later, 2 days later, it shit the bed.
Yep.
I feel like it was the
Yep.
day after because I
It was
remember it
two.
went up to like 21
two.
and Bob Dog was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
Why'd I
It
sell?
was 2 days after. Trust me, it was 2 days after.
Yeah.
Because if
It's-
he would have waited one more day, he would have doubled his profit. But he still profited.
yeah, I remember him saying like, he could have made more. And I was like, oh shit, dude, that's a
Yeah.
crazy trade, man. Great job.
yeah,
Can
he
I-
did incredible.
Can I update you guys on my portfolio?
Yeah,
Oh
let's talk about it.
boy. Yeah, let's find out what's going on with Chiefs portfolio, everybody.
Get your listening ears on, everyone.
I pray to God that this is the last rebalancing like this that ever happens, because holy fuck, was it unintentional. So my buddy, I'm currently on a night shift schedule, right? So is my friend, one of my best friends since we were in fucking elementary school, and he wants to
Nice.
get involved in investing and trading. So I'm like, all right, we'll come over Friday morning yesterday, and we'll sit here and we'll have a session. Like, we'll do it start to finish. So we worked all night. We were up, whatever. So we're like 14 hours into our day when the market opened, and start day trading Tesla, because I like day trading Tesla because I make a lot of fucking money day trading Tesla.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like trying to explain to him shit. And we and long story short, we ended up making like $150 in profit over the course of 2 trades over the course of like an hour. And I'm like, you see, like, this is how you can do it. You just need to be like, you need to be smart about it. Make sure everything lines up the way you want it to line up. Like, make sure you have confirmation. Make sure you're actually in the trend that you're buying contracts towards. And then I saw a downtrend coming, so I bought 5 fucking puts, 0 DTE, right? This is all 0 DTE. I bought 5 340 puts on Tesla. Boom, lo and behold, stock goes down. Then the stock goes up. So I'm like, fuck, I'll buy 5 more. So I did. And I'm sitting here, we're watching the trade. I could have closed it out anytime before close. Anytime before close. I just had zero idea of the implications of what would happen if I didn't. Because when calls are, or when options are in the money, I'm used to them expiring and getting exercised if there's 0 DTE, and then netting the difference between the last price and what I paid, right?
Yeah.
I didn't take into account the fact that I had 320 shares of Tesla, and I basically shorted 1,000 shares of Tesla. So I woke up today with 10 contracts exercised. So now I have
1,000 shares of Tesla now, right?
No. Now I have 0 shares of Tesla.
Oh my god.
Because I sold naked 1,000 shares of Tesla into the market, and it net out the 320 shares of Tesla that I had at a fucking sub $12 cost basis. So I realized over 100 grand in profit, which, can I be mad about that? But at the end of the day, it's not at all what I wanted to do. So long story short, my current position is negative 680 fucking Tesla shares. So about 230 fucking grand in the hole, where I have 312 grand in cash in the account. So I need to pray to fucking sweet. I will, who market makers, if you're listening, I will suck your dick. Make sure Tesla at 8:30, when I can call my broker, is in the red. I will fucking suck you. I'll suck the skin off that thing, boy.
Oh god, it's gross.
Hey, tell me how bad you want it, Daren. Tell me how bad you want it.
Oh
Fucking suck
god.
the cram off the trailer hitch, Chief.
Exactly.
The thing is
You need
that
grit. You got no grit.
All right,
You're
so the thing is,
both
to
hands.
exercise all those shares of Tesla, you needed $340,000. But they're like it should have just attempted to exercise with the money you had in your account, and then realized you didn't have it,
Oh, I
and
forgot to
then
mention that part.
yeah, I'm just
I have a
saying,
60 grand margin call right now.
yes. So,
Do you think
dude,
I don't have 60 grand cash laying around?
well, I feel like this could be reversed somehow. Like
Oh,
maybe
I
they
called
could
somebody.
just give you the premium, for those calls,
That's exactly what I asked.
and give you your shares back, because
Exactly what I asked.
I know they'll automatically try to exercise it if you have the money,
You have the
but
right,
it went
but not the
into your
obligation.
margin. I know it went to your margin because I'm assuming you have a margin account. So,
Which I still do.
yeah, dude, that sucks. But the thing is like, it's not what you wanted, because you would have just rather taken the premium for the contract.
I would have just rather taken the $400 loss on the contract.
Even that, yeah, dude, it's.
If I had any inkling that this was a possibility, I simply would have just closed it out.
I mean, there's a good side to this is, right, if it drops to like 320.
There's no
From where
good
it is
side.
now.
The only good side to this is, well, first, I just need to close the short position ASAP.
Right.
Second, the only good side is I'm not anchored down now. And hopefully I'll have over 80 grand in cash that I can deploy to really fucking, to really
Right.
start making some money here, because I was 70% of my port was tied up in Tesla always.
Yeah, I mean, you can't get rid of that dollar cost average you got. It's legendary.
Fucking RIP.
I feel like
Gone
that there
forever,
has to
Aaron
be some
Hernandez.
way to reverse that at some sort of request. Because
I begged.
Yeah, they just told him.
I told him, I was like,
not
I'll suck your dick.
There's
Skin
another one
off it.
asking to suck my dick.
He's like, whoa, whoa, buddy, I don't swing that way. I was like, well, you tell me what way you swing, and I'll fucking
Tell me what I gotta do.
I'll do whatever you want.
What way are we
Well, I
swinging?
just feel like that would be a Tuesday question, because they, the market's not open again until Tuesday. So
Yeah, but
I'm guessing you called the emergency line.
but still, they're open banking hours, so I would have talked to anyone that's going to be working on a Saturday, on a Tuesday, right?
Right.
But I'm still going to try again Tuesday. But if it's fucked.
Yeah, I would reach out to someone on their options team rather than just
Yeah.
You have one number, and I called the one number, and then I got a customer representative, and then I told them the situation, and they said we're going to transfer you to an expert trader, which they did, and he told me you can't do anything, which is bullshit, because literally separate tax lots, it's just paperwork. They're just lazy fucks. They don't give a fuck. So instead of a fucking $400 or $500 fucking thing that happened, now I'm short almost $250,000 in Tesla. I sold my Tesla, and whatever.
God damn.
Here's the thing, dude. Like, I was losing my mind when I woke up this morning, because that was totally unexpected and not at all what I wanted to happen. But it did happen. And what can I do about it? I can fucking figure out how I'm going to move forward.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
nothing.
Gotta get those broad shoulders and keep on moving. Pick yourself up.
Hey.
I mean, we might be.
It's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. It's just not what I wanted.
It's not what you wanted.
It's potentially dangerous.
It is very dangerous.
It's potentially very dangerous.
Margin.
But
yeah,
that's crazy. I would be like, no. I didn't want to exercise those calls. What are you talking about?
Dude, I was so confused when I was on some of those narcotics that keep you awake that you put in your nose. So I was up for like 32 hours, and then I ended up taking like a 4-hour nap, and I woke up and I was like, oh, let me check my port. That was this morning at like 6 a.m. And I was like,
great.
This has to be a glitch, right? And I logged on my computer and I was like, oh my fucking God. So I called them like right away. And I'm like, what the fuck am I looking at here? And then I tried saying the same shit, like separate the long position. They're separate tax lots. Keep that. I exercise the contracts separately as their own thing. Let them settle out. And he's like, nope, can't do it.
What a prick.
It was a fucking bad morning.
That's the whole
Shout
thing,
out
man.
NVH.
They're contracts, when you buy them. So if it's at the strike price, you gotta, and the market's over or expires or whatever, then you're on the hook. But like I said,
Well,
there's gotta be some way to reverse it. It has
here's
to speak to their manager,
Chief
All right,
Karen.
Chief Karen.
That's the thing that I didn't understand either. Like, because I had 340 puts, right? And the stock closed at 339.33, I think. But I paid over $1 on average for those contracts. So I thought they were at the money, not in the money. Like, I thought it would be like in the money, it would be the strike price, less the
Plus
premium.
The break even, right?
Plus
Yeah.
a little more.
Yeah. So I didn't even think they were in the money. I thought I was just going to lose less money on that gamble position that I had, but lo and behold, boys, I am no longer an owner of Tesla. I am officially a shorter. Accident.
Dude, I'm
God.
so sorry, bro.
You and Tis Risk are just holding hands down in the pool.
Fuck Elon. Fuck Tesla. Everyone sucks. He's a Nazi.
Oh, man.
Shit.
Very unfortunate. But
I'm in MetaPlanet, so like right now my portfolio is at an all-time high, but I did some stupid shit this week that lost me some money.
yeah.
Avoid options, guys. Just I love to be like optimistic and stuff in the market, and like I'll buy like a call like 50 cents out, and that shit will just drop like instantly. I'm so tired of options, man.
Maybe you got to reevaluate what companies you're buying options.
I gotta do Theta Gang or something, but I just feel like that the opposite's gonna happen if I do Theta Gang. But like, okay, so I was actually using news, like, for my strategy this week. MP, it's a company that is like precious materials and whatnot. And you know how Trump was talking about like nuclear and uranium and all that stuff,
Precious
and
materials like
pro
silicon.
America, precious materials.
Like
So I was like, all right, yeah, this stock I bet's gonna go up like at least a couple dollars this week. So I go ahead and buy a few contracts, and it just like drops a couple dollars, and then I'm just like down like 60% immediately. So like,
God
what do I
damn
do?
it.
Do I just like double down, and
Right.
it's got to go up along with all these other American stocks? I was trying to be pro-American in my trade.
Well, that's the thing. You were trying to build around some bullshit, and you should have been thinking about the deeper game.
Yeah, well, the thing is, the stock was like $24, right? And it dropped to like 19, and it came back up to like 21. So I was like, all right, it's gonna go back to like 24.
Can only go up. Yeah.
That's just lower highs.
Yeah,
I mean, I get the rationale, but that's just like the lowest form of analysis that you could possibly do.
Right.
But I'm not like counting on like analytics or anything. I'm just counting on like a news article or something, because
So you're just gambling. Yeah, you're just guessing. No wonder.
options are gambling. Okay, you're just choosing a side. It's
not gambling.
Educated gambling.
You're leveraging a position.
Yeah, then you leverage too much to the point where it expires worthless.
Yeah.
So,
anyways,
speaking of
options do not work for me. Okay, I need to just fucking stop. If I ever do anything options related, it's got to be selling, covered calls, like, because. Okay, so another example is MicroStrategy, right? It opened at like 391 on Friday, and that shit went down to like 377. So I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna buy like a 380 call, for like $250, because it can't possibly keep going down, right?
Because you're betting against the trend. That's all you're doing. You're not actually like, you're just gambling. Literally, that's all you're doing.
Yeah, but it already dropped like almost 30 points that day.
What the fuck does that mean? It drops 30 more.
That
doesn't mean anything.
What analysis did you have to show you that it should have gone up?
Exactly. You're
I
just
didn't
guessing.
use
You're
it, man.
gambling.
Well, okay, no, I looked at the chart on Robinhood, right? Because it came
You looked at
down
the-
from like 391 to like 380 something, and then it came back up to like 387, and then it dropped down to 377, and it
So
went
you
up to
were going off price
382.
action. You were
I was
just going
going
off
on price action, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So I was trying to find the bottom of the day, and I got in at like 377, and that shit like
What were you
it was
looking at
probably
besides
green
price
for like a
action?
minute. Yeah, it's probably green for like a minute, and it just dropped all the way down to like 366.
Did you have
God.
did you have VWAP on there? Were you looking at any of the EMA? Were you looking at like
Nope.
at
He
the
was looking at
9
straight
moving
price.
average,
I
20
was
moving
looking
average?
at
Like were
straight
things
price
stacked?
action.
Was the
I was
price
looking at
was the
price
price stacked
action.
above VWAP? Was the price stacked above the moving averages? Like why would you enter that trade?
I was looking at the price action, man.
You're just looking at dollar value and guessing and
Oh,
gambling. That's
it
what I'm
was a
saying.
gamble. Yeah, it was definitely a gamble.
So don't
But
say
I was
options
trying to
aren't
time
for,
the bottom.
don't say you were trying. You weren't trying hard enough. You were just guessing.
You know how good of a trader you can be if you can like be right about the bottom of a stock
I can
for
literally
that day.
Daren, I'm not a day trader, and I've probably made 10 grand in the past 2 weeks over the course of 4 trading days, day trading Tesla, just based off like 4 criteria. Like if these
Yeah.
line up, then this is what I'm going to enter, and if these diverge, this is when I'm going to close. I'll show you.
Yeah. No, that's good. You're like looking at the chart with like a magnifying glass and shit.
Hey, Chief,
But
you can
like I
show me.
said,
I like
I was
making money.
attempting to find out the bottom. And
Sounds good,
to
fish.
be fair, it did come back up to like 380 or so, but I was already out of the contract, before it came back up.
So you sold at a loss, even though it came back up because you had no conviction.
Yes. But it's also hey, it's also a timer, dude. It's a timer, all right?
Yes. That's correct, Chief. Yes.
Chief, more like the Joker.
God damn, you all right, Chief?
No, I can't stop. My stomach hurts so bad.
Jesus, dude. What?
Dude, your laughter is infectious. That's funny, man.
Hey, mute your microphone, dude.
Fuck off, it's my show.
Fuck you. All right. Just a takeaway from that is I was trying to just find out the bottom. I figured that within like 26 points is pretty fair for it to do a VWAP.
You're trying to guess the bottom with 0 indicators. You're just technically analyzing fucking a line.
Yes. But I think I was mostly right. I just should have waited like 5 more minutes.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
But I'm not doing options anymore. Okay, I'm only going to be selling cover calls from now on. I'm
What
done.
was so
I'm
funny?
cutting
What was
myself
so
off.
funny is I was arguing with you about that the entire time about what you were doing wrong, and then eventually you were like, "Yes." Yes, I was just gambling and guessing.
It do be like that, yeah. I mean,
that's funny.
that's the thing, though. I mean, usually I do like a call on like a Friday for like Tesla or MicroStrategy, like maybe like once a month. I don't do it like all the time, but I also have 3 day trades that I gotta take advantage of every week.
That's right.
My
Can't let
abs
them
are
go to
fucking
waste.
killing me. My abs are fucking killing me right now. Holy shit, that was a good laugh. Thank you for that.
That's funny.
There's Hardy.
Speaking of laughter and options, let's talk about lab-grown dicks.
Bro.
Ooh, tell us.
Huma. Wow. Huma was doing something this week, guys.
Yeah, I told you guys.
Yeah, you certainly did, Daren. You certainly did. And because he mentioned it to us, I decided to to take some money and go in pretty big on Huma contracts. In my Robinhood account, I'm still holding uh, 8 contracts. I've got $2 calls, and they expire in September, and they are currently up 120%.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations.
Thank you. No, seriously, thank you.
Yeah.
Uh, in
I'm in
my
because of you too,
Fidelity,
buddy.
what's that?
Yeah. I
I'm
mean,
in
it's
because of Daren too. I got 1,170 shares.
That's
yeah,
awesome, dude.
that's a long hold for me, guys.
Well,
This is a really good opportunity, I think, especially if they just keep going on with their business model and the research and development.
As long
I
as the
really
stock
think,
keeps going up, it's a good opportunity for sure.
yeah, I got leaps for like 2027 that I can't wait to exercise when whatever price it is. Then
Hopefully a
it's gonna be
billion.
crazy.
Hopefully $1 billion a share. They
Could you
it's like
imagine?
we've done it. We've made lab grown dicks.
I got like a dollar. I got like a $1.50 calls, I think, because I'm like I call myself like a baseline investor, you know.
So here's my plan with Huma. I've got 8 $2 calls, September 19th expiration in my Robinhood account, and I'm up 120% on those. I've got 25 $2 calls, September 19th expiration in my Fidelity account, and I'm up like 64% on those. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold the Robinhood and hold the Fidelity. I'm going to sell the Robinhood since they're more value, like more profit there. Um, I'll sell the Robinhood and use that money, sell some of the contracts in Fidelity, and I'm going to exercise a minimum of 16 contracts in September because right now I have 400 shares. I'm currently up 53% on those shares, which is great. Thank you again, Daren.
Yeah.
And so then I figure I'll have 2,000 shares. I can use 1,000 shares for selling covered calls if I want, but I definitely just want to keep 1,000 shares, just sort of a set it and forget it. I believe this company's really going to be doing stuff like really great things and really great numbers. If you look at them over the past month, they've gone up 72.7%.
Yeah,
Dude,
in my Roth position.
they're gonna put the sex industry out of business, man, with their
Yeah,
Huma dicks.
hey, they're gonna have to compete with Chief.
There you go.
Chief and his tiny dick.
Com-
God, it might
compete.
be small, but it is mighty, and it doesn't stop.
That's funny.
Yeah, I saw a shirt today. It said "Small dick, big heart." I'm like, you motherfucker.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. I feel targeted.
That's
That's what
funny.
I'm saying, bro.
It's like, oh, you got a nice dick print. It's like, yeah, I got big balls. They just propped the small dick up. It looks
Like
way
a
bigger than
statue.
it is. Trust me. Yeah.
That's funny.
Sculpt me.
Oh man.
But yeah, Huma, they're gonna eventually make they want to make synthetic organs. So holy
Hopefully
shit.
they work.
How many people can use synthetic organs, you know?
I invested when you told me they already were making synthetic organs.
I I would like to play that back. I think I said they plan to make synthetic organs.
All I heard was buy.
That's right. Hey, it turned out to be a good buy.
Yeah. No, I mean, seriously, that's I did look into the company and it seems like they're on the right track and they have a really good fucking plan going forward. So yeah, that was like this is what gets me, right? I'll invest like I'll fucking YOLO into companies like anyone else. But I'm at least researching the company and seeing what they're doing after someone tells me about it, even if it's someone I trust, you
Yeah.
know?
No, that makes sense.
And then it's like I look into it, I'm like, yeah, this makes this makes perfect sense to invest into. Like this is a high risk, high reward play. If it works out the way that they want it to work out, it's going to be high reward. If it doesn't, well, right size, but it's cheap. So if I lose a few grand, you lose a few grand. But People invest in shit and they don't even do research on it. They'll just invest in it because someone brought it up, and then they'll exit a position on
I've
like at a
definitely
loss.
done that though. I've done it recently.
Yeah, but do you call people out on it? Like, do you say this is a pump and dump? You're an idiot. This is blah blah blah.
No,
Exactly. Well, that's what people do because they don't want to fucking actually do some research or do some work. They just want to try to get rich quick.
It can be a fun day trade, for the like what NewFish was doing is finding like a stock going up like 20% in pre-market. That's like under like $1.
Yeah, you get fucked
and then
real
buying
hard
a bunch,
too, though.
trying to ride that wave, like a pump fund meme coin.
Right.
Right. Exactly. That's a pump and dump. See, like,
yeah,
that's why people like when people call like MetaPlanet like a pump and dump. It's like you don't understand a single fucking thing about the fundamentals of what the company's doing. It's not a pump. It's not even remotely a pump and dump. Like there's actual.
It's a
value.
hotel that is dedicated to Bitcoin.
It was a former hotel business that literally sold 29 of the locations and only have one location left. That's now a Bitcoin hotel in Japan that changed their strategy entirely to become a Bitcoin treasury company. So no, it's not. It's not a hotel business. It's not a pump and dump.
It used to be a
it could still be a hotel business with one hotel.
They're not a hotel business.
No, I said they used to be a hotel business. COVID had them change
they're not a hotel business.
Yeah, no, they are not anymore. COVID had them change their entire business strategy.
Interesting.
There's so much research that can be done in these companies that people don't do. And it's like, how are you going to tell me when I sat here and did fucking 100 hours of research on this? You know what I mean?
That's a lot of research.
If you're going to fucking throw...
Well, apparently Chief doesn't sleep very much, so,
Correct.
Well, we'll shout out to Climb That Ladder's Discord. I learned a lot about MetaPlanet on there. There's the dojo area.
Dojo is nice, yeah, except there's a lot of haters in there now.
Yeah. I have cordially invited him to the podcast as a guest. And
I saw your invitations. I wish you would have just let me handle that, but
he said maybe.
Yeah, he would have said yes if I would have asked, I promise, because I wouldn't have did what you did. You were sending that because you were fucking drunk that night, and you're like, yeah. I'm like, God damn it, you just ruined this whole fucking thing.
Oh God, do I have a drinking problem?
Did not do the correct proposal.
No, you don't have a drinking problem. You just need to learn when to shut the fuck up.
That's funny.
Everyone's learning.
Everyone is learning. I learned a lot today, buddy.
Oh yeah, you sure fucking did. Oh God.
Yeah.
I can't believe your predicament.
0 Tesla shares, and now I'm short 680. That's fucking wild. What a turn of events.
I know. It's just I just hate how your account is like, oh God, we're gonna do everything we can to get you those 1,000 shares of Tesla.
Right? It's like this is not what I want.
We're gonna do everything we can to make sure you get those. Instead of just.
I even asked them, dude. I'm like, I don't want this. Like, there's nothing we can do. Nope. That's bullshit.
It's ridiculous.
It's a contract. Fuck, dude.
With the right, but not the obligation to exercise. And I had no obligation to exercise this, and I didn't want to exercise it. You exercised it for me, you fuck. So make it right. But I don't. That's why I don't want to go to a fucking E-Trade office. Shout out MPH again. He said he would meet me in the middle between where we both live to go into a fucking office to talk to them about it. I don't even want to go because I will actually lose my shit if I do. And they give me some bullshit. And
oh my God, dude!
Piece of shit, motherfucking cocksucking.
Take him up on it if you think. If that's the thing, like. So you're technically shorting Tesla now, right?
Yeah. What a crazy world this is. You're now.
I tell people,
I'm just saying, like, what if?
Tell people like you hate Tesla, go ahead, short it, and like
what if it drops to like? What if it drops to like 250 or some shit? Like,
it's gonna drop to 250 by Tuesday.
Wouldn't you just? I'm just saying, what if it did? Like, wouldn't you make tons of money?
I would make tons of money, but that's not going to happen.
So-
Number one.
And then you go to the office and you try to change your trade, and then like
Well,
all of a sudden you're
obviously,
just
then I wouldn't.
wait a second,
I'd be like, wait, let's not go in. I'm just going to close this out.
wait a second, I changed my mind.
But that's not going to happen. In reality, what's probably going to happen, because I'm on the short side of this, is Tesla's going to have a huge green dildo pre-market fucking Tuesday morning, and
Yeah,
I'm going to lose even more money. But I have
it's
to
like
close
wow,
the
we never
position.
seen Tesla so high.
Yeah, right.
Right.
Tesla
Like-
to 500 overnight.
$501.
Right.
That's
Oh,
when
man.
me and Mr. Glocky 19 are gonna have a fucking conversation.
Fuck,
Oh,
dude.
man.
I mean, I hope it comes down for you, man, so you can get out safely.
It could just stay even and I'll be fine. It is what it is at this point. I just don't want to lose money on this because, like, I didn't want to be in this spot.
Yeah, you wanted to keep your shares,
Yeah.
your
Yeah,
legendary share. I hope you took like snapshots of your shares at least.
mental images. They're ingrained.
Oh,
in
I
my-
think I got
in
you
my-
covered.
Mental images, Chief. Oh, I feel terrible for you, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
fuck
and
around,
it could
you find
happen
out.
to any of us, I guess, if we have enough, money and margin enabled. So that's like for anybody who's trading, just to, make sure that you sell it before market close.
That's literally the only reason that I wanted to talk about it. Because do you
Yeah.
think I wanted to talk about that? You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
No.
especially the
Not at all.
day that I found out it happened. Like, I think I'm taking it pretty well at this point. It was pretty bad an hour after I woke up and like realized what was happening. Then I took a nap and here we are. And the reason I bring that up is because, like, I want people to understand that you need to understand every single fucking angle of this shit if you're gonna, because I thought I had a pretty decent understanding of what could and couldn't happen. I had zero idea that would have happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's just, yeah, don't do anything naked, number one, in the market.
No.
Yeah, it's super dangerous.
Which I didn't. But now I am naked, aka short 680 call or shares of Tesla, which is highly dangerous. Well, I don't even know what to say anymore.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you have billions of dollars, you can go naked, but if you don't,
Yeah,
I
unfortunately,
wouldn't
I don't,
recommend it.
Unfortunately, I don't. That's why I don't go naked. And then now I'm forced naked, and it's like, oh no, you know what I mean?
Hey, Chief, I got an idea for you. You ever traded futures?
No, I have not, but I hear
I'm
good
sure you
things.
could learn. Why don't you set up a Top Step account, man? Try to get funded. If you get funded, you can trade with their money, and then you can take withdrawals.
You gonna give
Yeah.
me
So how that works though is, if you lose 2,000, then it kicks you out of the account. So
Well, yeah, you got to
gotta
play
play
by
by
the
the
rules.
you have to buy it again, but it's like $50 a month or something until you
Yeah.
get funded.
Yeah, it's
I
like
tried it.
$50 to buy it or something like that.
Dude, I'm just telling you, you go into a trade, right, and it just drops. Like, you have to have like a really wide like amount set. It's crazy. And then there was like tons of like drops recently that could have made like a lot of money and whatnot. Like NewFish was in a put recently. You had what, like 12 puts or something?
Oh, those spy puts?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
had 15. I had 15
Oh,
zero
15.
DTE spy puts.
Damn,
And
dude.
yeah, and it dropped like, I don't know, a couple dollars. Like the market just fucking dumped. Now here's why I entered the trade. 15 contracts, 0 DTE. One, they were cheap, right? But 15 of them not so cheap. Why did I
Right.
enter the trade? Well, let me tell you. It's not because I was watching price action. I mean, of course I was watching price action,
That
but
wasn't your only indicator.
I had levels marked. There were levels marked out that I see. I trade SPY in the Kingdom. Shout out to trying to make it in royalty trades. Those two do an amazing job over there, man. So I trade SPY during the day with trying to make it, right? Trying to make it. He's got these amazing levels drawn out, these FEGs drawn out, man. We draw the orb every single morning. We use technical analysis. We watch the MAs. We use all
Fucking
of our
nerds.
indicators. We use the VWAPs. So, anyways, all of my technical analysis said buy puts. And I was like, fuck it. I'm up a little bit of money already today. Let's throw it all into 0 DTE. And I ended up I could have made $3,000 on the trade. I was up 700% at one point. I ended up getting out of it with like 400 and some percent, and I ended up making like $1,900 on the trade. It was the best. It was the best day trade I've ever made in my life.
That's such a beautiful
Well,
thing.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. I didn't it drop down to like 583 or 573, something like that.
It did, and I could have made more money, but you know what, man? There comes a point when you're like, when you go from like being 3,000 up, and then 30 seconds later you're only up 2,000. You're like, you know what? I'm going to take the 2,000.
Yeah, I bought a call that day. I remember.
Oh no!
Because it dropped so quickly. I was like, it's likely going to come back up from here, and it didn't. It dropped another 3 points.
Hmm.
Can
And
I speaking of drawing levels, like I never did that before, but I did it out of like instinct. Probably from absorbing all the shit that I was reading over the last 6 months trying to learn this shit. That literally led to like success, like day trading Tesla on Friday. Let me figure out how to fucking share my screen. Keep talking though, 'cause it might take a while. I have no idea
Yeah.
how to do this.
last time you did this, you were on shrooms.
That's
That
true.
didn't work out very
So
well.
We
so
didn't
much
release
easier
that
now.
one.
So much easier now.
Oh, I
Man.
swear, like the whole time, it was just like dead air.
Can you see
So
my
Steve, are
screen?
you okay?
speaking of special shows,
Can you see my screen?
here,
No.
no, we don't.
Fuck.
So like we tried to do a special episode with the chief on mushrooms. That one didn't really work out so well. But I'm thinking we've got an idea for a special show that we can record this coming weekend. I'm gonna go up and visit Chief, and we can do a show where Chief and I are there live together in person, and then Daren, we need you and Bob Dog to get on planes, and
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
it's a little bit
I
longer of a drive for you guys, but if hey, where there's a will, there's a way. Otherwise, we can connect via the normal way.
yeah, I
You
kind of
guys,
suggested it to my wife. I was like, "What do you think about this?" And she kind of raised her eyebrows, and I was like, "Hmm."
Did you need like an eyebrow touch up, eyebrow threading or something?
you guys seeing the screen now?
Yeah, I see your
Yeah, I can
screen.
see it now.
All right. So this is what this was market open right here. This was when Trump decided to fucking pre-market
Talk.
dump everything, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I'm sitting here with my buddy and we're looking at these candles and I'm like, wait a second. Cause it got to the point where it was like noon or almost noon. It was like 11:15.
Ooh, dude, yeah, I that's getting into what I call lunchbox, man. That 12 to 1 o'clock East Coast time. That's a
What's
choppy time.
Yes, I can attest. He says lunchbox.
what like the reason I put this line here, right? Because I saw pre-market the high, like where it got sold off. And then I saw right here, as soon as it tried touching that, it got sold off. Right here, boom, couldn't pass over it. So I'm like, we'll watch that line to start,
Right.
And then I saw this big body candle go up, boom, blast through that line, stop. Right here, little wick, couldn't hold over it. So I'm like, all right, now we're gonna wait. And then I saw this candle. This is when I entered my first trade right here's where I entered my first trade because the 9 crossed over the 20. Like it's spread out with conviction over here.
Right.
and we saw this bullish wick push this right back up.
Yeah.
And then we saw this full body candle, which was like even more incentive to stay into it. And we're trading way over VWAP right now, right? So I'm like, this is money making zone.
Yeah, but then you can see the trend starting to go down. You should have gotten out of it.
I did. I got out of it right here.
Okay, beautiful.
I made like $350 on that.
Love
Hey,
it.
I heard a thing
No,
about
I got out right
candles.
here, and then I got back in right here.
All right.
Yeah.
And then I waited, and I got out like I think around here for
Yeah.
like more money, and then I got back in because
Yeah, for anybody just listening, there's candles and lines,
there are
like
candles
kind
in
of
line. That's why you
waving
should watch the
upwards.
YouTube video. That's why you should watch the YouTube video. But I drew this other wick then because I was like, all right, this is the point that the Bears are trying to defend. Like we saw that fucking this huge volume candle with this bearish wick down, right? Because
Mhm.
this blasted up and then right before it closed, boom. And then we see this red one, full body red, boom, where it's like bulls and bears are fighting back and forth because of these tiny wicks. So I drew another line here and I'm like, this is the next line we need to watch. And then right around here, when it failed, when the bears or the bulls failed
Well,
to
yeah, because now
reclaim
you're
this,
trading above an FVG. It looks like. So yeah.
when it failed to reclaim this, I was like, I'm entering puts, so I did, which I ended them too early because I didn't actually wait for confirmation from other indicators. Because I was watching RSI, I was watching MACD, I was watching accumulation and distribution and everything, and nothing told me other than my gut to enter it. And at the end of the day, I was wrong, but I was right at the same time.
Yeah,
Because
I've heard of a little trick. I don't ever really use it, but I probably should.
look at how they respected these lines that I drew. Look at this.
Yeah, that's
Drop down,
respected.
blasted back up. Went to test it again, blasted back up, stopped here. Went to
But
test this again, right? Went
so
to test it on the EMA again.
essentially, the saying is two green candles in a row are likely going to give a third green candle.
I just go by my strategy that I started using a couple weeks ago, and it's been making me thousands of dollars, and it's based on what I'm seeing here. Except now I'm going to use it with these lines that I'm going to draw, because for whatever reason, right, when it seems like there's testing and you can't push over it, when you do push over it with volume, and then you see a step ladder like this, like we didn't see a low below this green candle, right? We didn't see a low. That's why I stayed. All right, I stayed. Yeah.
Oh, and what stock is that? I can't really
It's
see
Tesla.
the.
It's Tesla.
That's Tesla. Okay.
I was day trading Tesla. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like I arbitrarily marked these lines because I'm like, wait, it seems like they're fighting over these spots. Like it seems like anytime there's a wick touching this dollar amount, these two, they're fighting over it. And so if one breaks in one direction, then I should enter a trade. And throughout the whole day, literally, you could see them being respected, right? Like it drop below, pushed up, drop below, pushed up. The candles still finished above this line.
Right. And what was that line number?
It was, this line was just where the bulls tried pushing, where they broke over this with volume. This
There's
first
the
line I drew,
resistance, right?
this was the first
The
resistance,
support.
right? This was
It,
the
it
first
was
resistance
it was a
line.
resistance support flip.
Then
Is
it
what it looks
became
like.
support. Then it became support. This was the first resistance line I drew because pre-market tried crossing, couldn't. Tried crossing, opening, couldn't. Tried crossing here, couldn't. And that's when I was like, let me draw this, because if we cross over this with volume, that means we took that level, which we did. And then it tried dropping back below that level, couldn't. Bulls pushed that up, pushed up with volume, touched it again, boom, boom, boom. And I'm like, we pushed under here, we couldn't take it here. Let me draw a new line here. Try dropping below, couldn't. Bulls pushed up. Big wick again, touch that, push up with volume. So it's like, pay attention to the price action. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really crazy.
It's and it was totally unexpected because it wasn't at all like anything I did before.
Well,
It was just
based
like,
off
wait,
of
this is the trend.
yeah. So based off of that trend, though, how is Tuesday looking?
I have no idea. That was intraday. That was
God damn it!
pre-market and what's the price action during the day. I have no idea what Tuesday's gonna look like. I'm praying it's red pre-market.
I mean, that's the thing about Tesla. It has quick dips. So I mean, you know this. So
I sure
hopefully you catch one.
I sure do, but I won't anymore. Even though I think I'm gonna like. I know fish like everyone likes day trading the index fund or the funds
Yeah.
because they're you have daily contracts, but Tesla is so volatile and like it's making sense reading the chart. Like it could swing so hard in one direction, but as long as the EMA stack over VWAP and price actions above that,
I might try it out, man. I might try day trading Tesla. See what happens.
let's do it. We could do it Tuesday morning. We could do it together.
How much buying power do I need?
That's up to you.
Right?
Well, how much
$5.
are the contracts? You know what I mean? Like
That's. I
They're,
mean, they're.
they're expensive.
Yeah, that's true.
that's
That is true.
yeah.
You need
But
like thousands of dollars to trade Tesla.
Oh,
that's
you
what I
could just
thought.
you could just use one and yeah, it's probably yeah. You're right. Especially the beginning of the week.
Yeah,
It's
the
they're
contract
probably
can be expensive.
yeah, they're probably depending on how far out of the money you want to go though. You know what I mean? Like if
That's
you
Right.
could, but
I'll start taking a look at next week and see how much they are. And yeah, you know, I would like to do that. Day trade some Tesla with you.
it's fun, man. It's fun because it's not like a stock that moves $1 or two in either direction. It's like there's explosive movements either way. So
Yeah.
when you get confirmation of a trend based on the indicators, it's like you're probably going to make money.
Right.
But
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
And
try it, man. I'm
yeah,
down. I'm down to try it.
I'm not.
alrighty.
I'm done with options. Fuck you, options.
That's because you're
Funny.
just doing it based on nothing. Like I just showed you what I was doing it based on.
And then look what happened.
Well, all right.
All right,
And
guys.
and you know what? I was still right on that contract too.
Yes, you were. Yes, you were.
I
But
think we should end the show here
we
soon.
definitely should. We should
We
end
are
it right
past an
now.
hour.
Way past an hour.
Sorry, I FPOB'd this.
You FPOB'd the damn chart thing.
I FPOB'd this whole fucking show pretty much, but so I
That's funny.
apologize.
You
But
suck.
I want to take this minute to give myself a little pat on the back. Top tipped creator on After Hour this week. Thank
That's
you very
fucking
much.
dope.
I
Ooh.
That's
appreciate
fucking dope.
everyone and their tips.
The
Seriously,
after
thank you
horrors
very
getting
much.
appreciated.
Yeah, last I
Right.
saw you were number 1, right?
Yes, sir. Number one.
That's what top means, Daren.
Ooh. I thought you said top 10. That's my fault.
No. Well, I'm used to being in the top 10. Number one is very nice. It looks like I'm going to secure the spot this week. So
Hell yeah.
thank you everyone who sent out tips. I really do appreciate you. Thank you.
Oh, NewFish, have you like thought about changing your profile pic on After Hour to that one?
Oh, dude, it's not. I really should. Yeah, maybe I will.
Dude, you should. I think it's
I love
perfect.
this pick. This pick is great,
It
man.
is perfect. I remember when that got sent in the Kingdom chat. I was fucking dying.
Yeah, I was there.
Who was that again? I was there too, buddy.
I
That's
think
why I
it's
Was it
Mirage.
Mirage? Yeah,
Mirage.
yeah.
Yeah, shout
Over
out
in the
Mirage.
kingdom. Yeah.
That's a beautiful fucking. I was dying when I saw that.
If any, let me give them a quick shout out. If anybody's looking for a Discord to join, that's like just something chill, and you can learn. You can learn about charting. You can learn about options, stuff like that. Royalty trades and trying to make it. They have a Discord called the Kingdom. That's where I trade SPY during the day. They've taught me a great deal about charting, and I've been trading SPY there for 2 months, and It's a wonderful tool to add into my tool belt, all the stuff that they taught me over there. So I highly recommend it if you're looking for something like that.
100% agree. I mean, I'm not really good with Discord, just because I'm fucking dumb. But
No, you're not.
I will say, like, the kingdom. I mean, it's like everyone's helpful. Nobody's patronizing. Nobody's condescending. People in there want to see you succeed. So I 100% support that. I love all the time that I spend in there when I do spend time in there.
Yeah.
I can't recommend it enough. Yeah.
Yeah, they're dope, man. They're it's run by good people, and it's just a bunch of good members, man.
Amen.
I think I'm going to gravitate to like leverage shares instead of options for my day trades.
And then pretty much now Daren will be saying, "Fuck leverage shares."
Yeah, right. I swear to God, the price I was watching, the price
You're gonna
went
go
up.
to
Like, it has to go up
options
again.
instead of
It went
leverage
down.
shares.
Oh fuck!
Oh,
All right,
man.
boys.
All right.
Once again, sorry for FBOB in this post.
You're all good, bro.
I'm emotional. All right, I have a fucking weird time going on. Weird weekend going on right now.
Oh, no doubt.
You're good, Chief. You're good. You know we love you, bro. I love you, Chief.
Hey,
Daren?
Yeah,
Hey.
we love you, man.
No, but Daren, do you?
Daren.
Oh,
Daren.
do I love you?
Daren.
That's the
Oh,
question,
Daren.
yeah,
Daren.
yeah, yeah. I love you, Chief.
I love you
Oh.
guys so much. All right. All right. We'll see you guys at the next show. Thanks for tuning in.